What's up, everybody? Well, I'm feeling better-ish a little. I did go back to work finally after missing 3 nights, so that's going to wreck my numbers for the month. But as you can tell, probably by how I sound like, I'm still not 100% yet. But I'm still going to try doing something here because yeah, I want to do some videos. Plus, I hate the thumbnail on this Blizzard vlog video. That's probably why it hasn't gotten any views. Yeah, YouTube didn't really give me very many options for this. Let me go to the video manager here. Hey, look, a Blizzard. Hit edit and go to my videos. Here are the 3 options I had for. Here were the 3 options that I had for that Blizzard video, and only one of them, the crappiest one, probably the crappiest picture they could have, actually showed actual snow. Here's the CL&P map, which I don't know, maybe I should just use that instead. But it wouldn't look blizzardy enough as far as I'm concerned. And then there's me talking at the after I come back in from being outside, which would have looked goofy considering it's a Blizzard vlog. And I wanted to show that I would actually show the snow and not just me sitting in my living room talking about the Blizzard. But yeah, no chance whatsoever. So it's good to get this "Hey, look, a Blizzard" thing off the channel page. I've been noticing lately that YouTube's been having a bit of a stutter problem lately. I mean, the site's stuttering more than Porky Pig, for Pete's sake. I don't know what the problem is with that, but I don't know what's going on with this whole stuttering thing that YouTube's doing, but they need to knock it off. It's not my ISP either. I reinitialized my broadband connection to connect through a different data center, and no matter which data center I connect through, it's still stuttering all over the place, no matter what I watch, no matter what the quality is. Even 240p, which has run without a hitch for years. I heard YouTube was going to be messing around with their website in February, though, so I imagine some of this is probably a side effect from that. So yay! This vlog probably won't hardly get any views now because people will get annoyed and stop watching because of the stuttering. Why do I even still bother doing this? I should just blog full-time. So I went to Staples the other day and picked up the absolute cheapest Chairmat they had, because Chairmats are one of those things where you don't realize how long you've had them when you get a good one until you're taking the cracked, old, worn-out piece of junk out of there and you're like, how long have I had this there? And that was the case with the last Chairmat I had at my main desk with the big TV and stuff like that. I'm going to do some cleaning and install this sucker, see how long this lasts, because I like to take the cheapest stuff available in places and see how long it lasts, just kind of form a baseline for what the more expensive stuff should be like. And it's cool when you find cheap stuff that isn't total complete crap. So I'm going to try this out. It's the cheapest Chairmat they have. I'm just getting this shot in here as a archival footage and stuff like that, just to get it on record when I install this thing. And then when the thing finally wears out, maybe I'll make another video and then just compare how long this lasted. One of the things I'm noticing with online reviews is that they often are someone when they just buy the product and there isn't any real follow-through with someone as they own the product. So it'd be interesting if maybe some of my vlog videos could do that. Look at like stuff that I buy, then check back in 6 months, a year, 2 years, etc. I don't know how much is going to help people, though, because the SKUs will probably be discontinued by the time I get to the end of that, but it'd be good to keep a log of that, maybe for reputation's sake, or, okay, who sells the crap that doesn't last, avoid them, that kind of stuff. So here's the cheapest Chairmat I could find in the store. Let's see how long it lasts. Well, here we are over here. Piano hasn't been started up in quite some time, so I think it's time to start it up and give it a few updates. Let's fire it up. Does it even still start? Now, the more astute among you, I also want to install some programs like Core Temp to monitor the CPU temperature. You know, this is a Core 2 Duo, so I don't expect much for heat. Interesting. Doesn't even post. Ugh, I think the hard drive's dead. It's been off for a couple of months. Let's see, we got any beep codes? Let's try reapplying the AC power. Yeah, for whatever reason, this thing's turning on and off like the hard drive's seized up. Yeah, this isn't a very important machine anyways. About the most it does is run Windows XP and act as a MIDI interface for this keyboard. Let's check the power. Well, everything seems to be in order inside this thing. I don't get what the problem would be. It'd be sad if it was the power supply. This is a PC power and cooling silencer. It's built like a tank. It'd be pretty sad if this turned out to be a power problem. Let's see if something's not spinning. The way it should work is the motherboard should shut the machine down if the processor fan is stuck. Oh, what's this? Processor fan is not... There it goes. And it clicks off. Okay, because the video display never gets to initialize, that leaves either power or RAM at fault. So I've removed all the RAM from the system. Let's see if this gives an error code and stays on. It doesn't click off or anything. In which case, what we could try to do is try one stick at a time and see what the bad stick is. This should start beeping like crazy and not do anything. But it should at least stay on and not click off. Yep, there goes the beeping. Everything's spinning now. Is it booting again and again? Nope, it's just beeping like a mofo. Shut up. And pull the plug. And drain the remaining energy on the capacitors. Let's try putting one stick back in and see if we get anything different. See which of these sticks is bad. Let's try stick number 1. Come on, CPU fan. Maybe I should unplug the floppy drive. Not like I use it. Oh, it posted. And there it goes. Okay, maybe stick number 2 then is the bad one? Well, let's start it up and then shut it down the normal way before that happens. Up there. Oh, it's not going to boot because I unplugged the hard drive in case it was the hard drive that was the problem. Whew, good thinking. Because I'd really hate to go all the way into Windows and then shut it off again. Let's try the other stick and see if it screws up. Okay, stick number 2. This should be the bad stick and should mess everything up. It'd be pretty sad if... This is crucial memory too, so I think it's got a lifetime warranty. Let's see here. Does it click off? Oh no, it starts up. Okay, well, is there something weird going on with the memory then? Computers can be like cars sometimes. You leave them sitting long enough, you have trouble getting them started next time you try and start them up. I think this RAM has to be installed in pairs, so my next guess would be RAM socket number 3, the yellow one on the right, is yellow in more ways than one. As in yellow as in it's a wuss, not just the... Anyways. Sticks numbers 1, sticks and slots 1 and 3. Turn it back on. This computer, I swear. I reseated the RAM, too. Yeah, look, started right up. Okay, let's plug the hard drive back in, put the cover back on, and see if it'll boot. Or is the hard drive seized up, too? Okay, everything's back together. What happens? Starts back up, I hope. It just started with the cover off. There we go. It's almost like the motorheads in their cold start videos. This car's been sitting for 6 months. Let's see if it's still gonna turn. There goes my air can. So the reason why I had the Nintendo 64 on this thing, Windows XP, man. The reason why I had the Nintendo 64 on this thing was because I was planning on doing a Let's Play of Super Mario 64. Which I understand is the most cliche thing in the world to do, but in terms of play some stuff as gameplay commentary, I have played Mario 64 to death. The only real way that I could really cover what I'd really want to cover in a Mario 64 play some stuff thing would be to do a full-blown Let's Play of it. So, and of course the N64 sat over here for months and months and months, while this thing hasn't been turned on for months and months and months. So I wonder how much this thing is going to have for Windows updates when it finally comes up. January, it's got the date correct at least. I think it's got the time correct too. Although I can't see any clocks from here, so I know it was around midnight or so when I first started this thing up. Either way, it'll sync, once it connects to the internet, it'll sync up anyways. So, yep, Windows XP on this beast. The biggest thing it does is it runs programs like GrandOrg and Audacity and plugs into the keyboard and stuff like that. Makes for some pretty interesting tunes. What's Windows griping about? Oh, it says there's no connection. Interesting. I'll have to see where the disconnect is in the back. But I'm concerned though. Next year Windows XP is no longer in service or no longer being supported. So makes me wonder what I'm going to do with this thing. Whether I should replace it with something else, get Windows 8 and try it out in my main system or something, or I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Not like I can go out and buy a bunch of stuff right now anyways. Let's fix the internet glitch. Your system is royally outdated when you go to renew the registration on Avast and it locks up and takes down the entire system with it. Ah, fun, fun, fun. Alright, the Avast update is done. Now we can start doing the Java update and the Windows updates, which will probably be huge. All of this is going on while I'm downloading a gigantic World of Warcraft PTR update on the other machine, which you might be able to hear going in the background. Not running any heat though. It's 32 out, but these two computers are spitting out enough hot air that I'm only a little bit chilly without the heat on. If I put the heat on and both computers, it'll pop the breaker. So, Java time, and then we'll see how big the queued up Windows updates are for this thing and start downloading those too. And of course, this being a hack job machine made of old parts, both the optical drives are stuck. I need a paper clip to get them out because they don't get used enough, and the little belt thing inside's gotten a little scratchy over the years. So, yay. Oh, that's why I have these old Frankenstein computers. I don't even think these two optical drives are SATA either. I think they're old PATA drives from several years ago. They do still work. It's just I never use them, hence they're stuck. That's what happens when the rubber belt that gets a little plasticky from sitting around too long. If I replaced the belt or even just lubricated it, popped open the drive, took it apart and did that, it would probably work a lot better. But I don't want to... I almost never use optical drives on any system but my main one. Ooh, Java's done. Let's see what we got here. Alright, Windows updates. There should be a ton of updates. Security updates, there's probably driver updates for the graphics too. I'm sure AMD Catalyst will have something to download as well. Oh, the heck? Oh, come on, give me a progress bar. Oh, wait, this is Windows XP. Okay, I guess I can't get the total size of the updates, but there's a pretty big... Ooh. Let's see, security. It was obviously a pretty big list of them there. So let me see. Let's run the AMD driver uploader, or driver downloader thingy to find out. I'm sure there is an update for Catalyst for this Radeon. This is a 5000 series. So, let's see what we got here. Download now. Yes, there is. Version 13.1, and because this is a 32-bit operating system, I have to download because this is a 32-bit OS, I have to re-download this driver update again onto this machine. So let me calculate, let me just add this up here. I get a huge World of Warcraft update on the other machine. I've got Windows updates on this machine, and now video card updates. Yeah, I'd say my network's going to be pretty slammed for a while. Alright, well I wasn't able to get a bit count or a size for all the downloads, but everything's finally installing now. We have 27 downloads to install. I think while this stuff is installing, I'm going to try to get core temp on here too to monitor the CPU temperature and fan speeds and whatever else that program happens to do. I already have it on Tuxedo, and it's been pretty handy lately. And it'd be good to keep an eye on this machine too to make sure it doesn't get too dusty. Alright, the updates are installing, and core temp is up and running, showing the varying frequency of this processor, depending on the activity. Yep, 2.4, 2.6 gigahertz, etc., etc., etc. 32, oh no, that's the minimum and the maximum. TJ Max is 95, not to be confused with the store. I think that's the max temperature that it can hit before the processor melts, but I think that might be a little high. I don't know. 38, 42, and just checking the temperatures on those two. Of course, I don't have any special software installed to manage the speed of this Conroe, Remember the Conroe chips? That's when Intel got their revenge against AMD all those years ago, and AMD hasn't caught up since. Fun stuff. But even though this is Windows XP, I'm using the little hidden trick where you can switch on things like Intel Speed Step and the processor throttling via setting a desktop to the laptop power scheme in the power control panel. So that has come in handy with the various Windows XP machines I've supported in terms of lowering the power consumption and helping businesses with their overhead over the years. So this motherboard supports it, therefore the machine does it. Nice stuff, if you ask me. And but it is still running just a tad warm. Well, there is stuff going on, so I could say then that this Core 2 Duo does have better cooling if it's not topping 40 degrees than the processor in the Phenom 2 or Phenom 1090T in the main system. Here's a comparison of the exact same window on Tuxedo. All the cores are throttled down to their minimum speed of 800 megahertz because nothing's going on, and it's sitting at a nice and chilly 24 degrees Celsius, although that will go into the 40s if I fire up some games. Maybe I should fire up some games just to see how high this max goes while the rest of the updates download on the other machine. Let's fire up some World of Warcraft and check out the PTR. There we go. A bunch of people DPSing the living daylights out of a bunch of target dummies. Oh, come on. Why do they have to stop the minute I turn the camera on? Well, maybe just running the game is enough to put some more activity on the processor here. What do we got? Oh, we're still not breaking 30 yet. Let's see here. 45 nano... 25 centigrade. 25 degrees. Well, maybe it's because I'm not running any heat up here, so these two computers are providing all the heat in the room right now. Oh well. Well, I'd say this thing's all set. It's got its updates and everything, but I don't think the Catalyst update really took. I think I'm going to have to use AMD's cleaner to clean off the old Catalyst driver that has been on here since who knows how long, and then install Catalyst fresh from scratch, because I know the UI has changed a lot, and maybe it's because I'm running XP on this machine, but I'm not really impressed with the UI in Catalyst. I have no reason to believe the update even took in the first place. In the meantime, let's do something I haven't been able to do since the Windows XP days. Push the button. What do you want to do? Turn off the computer? Turn it off by pressing U. Sadly, one thing that was that is sadly a feature that did not carry over to Windows 7. Anyways, you got chipset updates, all kinds of updates for this thing, but I'm going to have to take a look at Catalyst a little later on. And that shuts the machine off for now, so till next time, this is MultimediaJay signing off. Thanks for stopping by.